Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking app. Home Cooking. I have an 8.07 pound shank portion hickory smoked ham. And they're giving me heating instructions. They said the ham is fully cooked and can be served hot or cold. Now I want to serve this hot, so they say remove it from the packaging. They want you to place this in a shallow baking dish. Hold on. Place ham in a shallow baking dish and preheat the oven to 325. They're saying for every pound, they want you to cook it for 15 minutes. So the internal temperature should be 130. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my oven on. My son bought this for me, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. So at 325, I think it's a little scratched up. Yeah, 325. So we're just going to put it in a shallow pan and bake this. Well, not baking it, it's already cooked. We're just going to be warming it up for dinner. So I have leftovers to go with it. I just saw, I'm going to talk about something else as I cut this open and get it ready to go into a shallow pan. I sat there and watched Jamaro thing, weight loss, that you can lose a lot of pounds and everything. And the person sits there and says point blank, it's got 4 ingredients that you normally have into your kitchen. I said, I'm listening. Majaro, that's what it is, Majaro, for weight loss. And they say that this is common things that you have in your home, in your kitchen. Number 1, that is a fat lie. I don't know what country he's in, but in America you will not find those 4 ingredients there. You have to order them special. And he says you only take it once a day. He was saying 20 minutes before breakfast and 20 minutes before lunch. There's another lie. I tell you, people are leaving a lot of information and stuff out. And they tell you one thing, and if you listen to the whole thing, you find out they're not telling you the complete truth. Now, I can state point blank, my family used to make fun of me, because they'd say, Sandy weighs 105 pounds soaking wet. And I had long hair. They figured that's where the extra pounds came from my long hair, because I was like this. I was a Mrs. 8. After I had children, I went up to a Mrs. 10. When I went through menopause, I went up to a Mrs. 12. It's the process that the body goes through. It's just standard things that your body has to adjust for your age and stuff. Now, if you're unhealthy, the chemicals that they have, you can imagine what they're doing to our body. They are interfering with what's really going on with your body. They interfere with the digestion, they interfere with the nutrients and everything. But if you want to be a small, petite size like you were as a teenager, naturally, it ain't gonna work. The body seems to put on. I had 3 children. I lost 1. But I held the Mrs. 10. After the first one, I went up 1 dress size, I'm not gonna lie. But something that they leave out. When you get pregnant, you have a lot of fat put on your body. I'm not gonna lie, you do. All that fat are all the nutrients and everything that your baby needs for 9 months to a year of their nursing. And that weight all comes off. That's what happens. But people don't nurse. So every time you have a child, you're putting 10 to 20 pounds extra weight on. And by the time you get done having 3 or 4 children, you have already put on close to 100 pounds and you wonder why. You have to be healthy, and you have to nurse your children. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. I have to get a shallow pan. I'll be right back. Okay, I have a shallow pan. I'm going to grease it because I know this is going to stick. But we're just going to be, I just have to warm this up for dinner instead of cooking. That'll be nice. I might be able to get that living room done, which I have my eyes on to clean. But anyway, that's what goes on with your body. Now, I watched my mother. She lost a lot of children, but my mother didn't diet. But she didn't breastfeed. She breastfed for maybe a month or two, and then she just stopped. So all that food that was supposed to go to us stayed on her body, and she couldn't get rid of it. I remember Jack LaLanne. She would be exercising. She would watch him, and she would jump around and do everything that he said in the house. A lot of women did. Didn't work. She was always, always heavy. Let's see, I breastfed. Except for one of them, I couldn't. Because I was dying at that point. And I couldn't. It was either my life, save my life, and put one of my children on formulas, or die. So, my husband knew my fear of using the, I'm going to turn it down, this fat's on top. I didn't want to use the formulas they have because they're mostly sugar. They're not a complete food or anything. So my husband, being in the medical profession, actually made sure that the one I couldn't nurse, he went and got a script for breast milk. These are women who have a lot of milk, and they sell the breast milk for children that need it. And that was the first thing that I had given. Well, I couldn't give it to him. My husband gave him that until he got his system up and running a bit. And then from there, we made Adele Davis's baby formula. But they had to have the breast milk first before they could go on the formula. And I used to make that formula for him every day. And he literally drank about a gallon of it a day. And he has grown up beautiful and healthy. Okay, we're going to put this in the oven. I'm just going to heat it up. So, wait a minute, that'll be 2 hours. All right, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. It'll be done at 8 o'clock. It's as simple as that. So, but the companies that sat there and made those formulas were getting upset because women were going to use and make their own formulas. And some people got stupid and didn't want to buy breast milk, so they sat there and went straight into the formula, and the baby couldn't handle it, which gave the baby a problem. So they rewrote Adele Davis's books, and they removed the formula out of it. So you have to buy the formulas that are unhealthy for your children. And they say they're as healthy as breast milk, and you know it's not. They lie to you when they say that. So that's why women put an extra 20 pounds on when they have children and everything else, is because you're not eating as healthy as you should be. Then on top of that, you don't sit there and breastfeed to take that weight off. And it's not a 2-month or a 3-month. It takes almost a year for it to come off of you. You will be one dress size more because the bones have stretched. I mean, they have spread because you've got to get that baby through you. And they come back, but you have that extra structure there. So there's a lot that goes on. But don't think this Manjaro is 4 natural things that you have in the kitchen. They are not something. The terms of the words that he's saying sound more like things Asian. Maybe in their country they have it and it's common in their kitchen, but in the American kitchen, that is not common. Remember, if you don't breastfeed your children for at least 9 months to a year, you're going to have that excess weight on every child. And if you abort them, you're going to have that extra weight because the body is set like that. There's nothing you can do. When you go into menopause, remember, menopause you will put, because the body doesn't burn as much, and you need, because a lot of people lose muscle tone, they have to have that fat to keep them warm or they're freezing. So the body does adjust accordingly. All right, so don't think anything. If you think and believe in tomorrow, that is fine. You can go, but it's not common stuff that you find in your kitchen. Do not let them lie to you. And that I just saw and brought it to your attention. But anyway, we'll see how this ham is in 2 hours. See you then.